Welcome back. You're watching Market Pulse on BTVi. Bajaj Electricals, and that stock is in focus. Let's pull up that stock. See 2.7% gains that the stock is seeing right now as investors have cheered the company's decision to renew its license to use Morphy Richards trademark for another 5 years. Let's discuss this further with joint MD Bajaj Electricals, Anant Bajaj. Anant, good to have you. First, tell us about this, the agreement, the trademark agreement that has been extended. How does it help the company in terms of the bottom line and even top line?
Well, the main thing which Morphy Richards was signed up for originally 13 years back was with the idea to bring the premium branding option to the kitty, because, I mean, as you know, Bajaj brand is always known for value for money. And to break that mindset, we said, let's get a brand which is going to get into the minds of the people in terms of premiumness. And to that extent, we, for the last 13 years, have been involved with the Morphy brand. So to that extent, this 5-year extension was important to continue that aspect. And to that extent, it brings a sandwich strategy to us, which is one side we get Morphy to get us a premium, and the other side we use the Bajaj brand to do the other good value for money product. So to that extent, it helps in getting the image building is one part, but also to get some of the product which we may not possibly bring in Bajaj sometimes.
There's been the royalty has been agreed upon. Has there been any change in the royalty this time for 5 years? Has it been?
Well, the method has changed to the extent there's a fixed component and a variable component. Earlier, the variable component was not a stated fact. It was more like if you did a certain turnover, then you would, I mean, if you crossed a certain turnover, you would have to have given a little more royalty. This time it's a fixed component which they get irrespective in GBP, and then there is a percentage of the over and above the stated profit that we have agreed. If you cross that, then they get a percentage of that profit earning as well. So to that extent, it's a much bigger, I think, much better agreement set up this time, where there's much more win for both of us, because 13 years is a long time. We've already been there, so we said now we really need to up the ante. So to that extent, we made it a little more exciting in terms of in bringing some of the world range products, which earlier probably the Indian market was not ready for at that stage. So we are introducing a lot of new customer experience products, which will be mostly in our category, but it will be sold in a very different way. So that will really bring about the excitement in the consumerism.
Right, but Anant, we've seen you, downgrade the turnover target for FY17, by 8% recently. Do you think, there could be any upside from here, or you stick to that? And also, what is the update on the LED business from government EESL? Any word you've heard? Because that has not come through.
Well, as far as ESL orders are concerned, I'll answer that first, and then I'll come back to the earlier question. So the ESL is almost like a product where you have to be clear about how much money you don't want to make, because it's not the most profitable option to go for. And as you know, it's a tender business, so you have to win a tender, and then only you get in. And so to that extent, we are not really focusing heavily to get an ESL tender. If it converts, well and good. Otherwise, not a focus area for conversion of business. And as far as LED in itself is concerned, we are trying to concentrate more on getting the natural business out of trade by doing it good in trade, as well as making it possible to the modern format retail and e-commerce as well. So to that extent, there are many channels which are still not fully reached out to. So to that extent, we are concentrating to increase business to that. Right. And as far as the earlier part which you asked, there of course we don't believe we are changing the already stated number plan, because our focus is to do the processes correct, which we've been saying continuously with our TOC way, where there is that drop in the top line for the interim, but eventually that top line will come when all the processes and the markets have fully got into the TOC way.
All right.
Then we will clearly have the top line come back by itself, and because the process is like a small drop and then a big surge later.
Of course.
And that
So you're
will-
sticking
and
with that. All right.
that we have seen it in the third quarter, because as you saw the numbers, and we have said third quarter onwards, you will see it coming back.
Sure.
So CP, the consumer products, have shown that, and clearly now with this Morphy Richards renewal of contract, will only help in making
Of
things
course.
better.
All right.